Today we're going to be taking a look at the Classiq N from our buddies here at Old Skool. It is a system that comes with two controllers, and we've also got the console that comes with it. It's made by Old Skool here, so let's go ahead and take a look and unboxing it. I'm just going to go right to it here, right at the plastic bottom here. And what do we have? So, taking a look, we've got the system itself. Looks like it's in a little tiny gray controller here. Now, take it out here though. What I like about this is if you look, it's got two power reset slot that takes a little bit of effort to push. And then you can see here, what I like about this is that it actually has all three audio ports. It also uses a micro USB. So there's that. And then also included, we've got ourselves one controller here. And then we've got another controller here. I do like how this has got the little bumpers at the top here. Kind of comfortable. Looks cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of these controllers now. See how it feels. Now we've got it out. So we've got the actual controller here. I like how comfortable it is. I like how it's got the top section here to put your fingers, and also it does have the cord right here, which is not like the regular NES controller, or if you see, it actually has it on the side. So having it in the middle, that is kind of an advantage for this one. I do like that about it. It does have a long cable as well. It is lightweight. There's the back if you want to see it. And, overall, it feels okay. This is a little hard to push down here. These buttons feel okay. Maybe a little close, but then again, they look similar to the original. But this feels firm. Before we get this booted up, though, I do want to say, though, I forgot to say that it does include a micro USB as well as a little charger port for it. So it does come with these things to power it. And then for the games we're going to be testing today, we're going to be using Super Mario Brothers with Duck Hunt. We're also going to be using Batman for the NES. We've got Rad Racer here as well. And then the big one to test out on these, one that does not always work, is Castlevania III Dracula's Curse. This one is a doozy on these systems. Alright, we've got Mario Brothers in. We're going to go ahead and use this controller here. And we're going to go ahead and give this a shot. Let's go. Alright, I'm going to go right for Mario Brothers. I don't know if you can hear that audio or not. It's a little rough. And I know the speakers aren't that bad. Let's see how the coins sound. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's there. It's controlling alright. It looks good. But I mean, it's also just NES. But yeah, I mean, it looks alright. It sounds pretty rough, which is really common with these NOACs from what I understand. And I mean, even though it says it's in stereo, it's really, I mean, it is dual mono at the end of the day, but it's really rough. That jump is really heavy on, like, the low tones, if it makes any sense. So yeah, that's the gist of Mario right there. I'm sorry that you can't quite tell with the picture quality, but I assure you it looks accurate. So, alright, now we're going to go ahead and see if it works with our buddy the Nintendo Zapper here. It's a bit bigger than the TV, but let's see how it does. Oh, okay. It responded at least. You're going to hear clicks, I'm sorry. Alright. Good sign. Okay. Alright, so I'd say, yeah, it works with the Zapper gun pretty good. Now, if only I could hit the sticks. There we go. Alright, so, thumbs up for the Zapper gun. I'm just going to showcase how hard it is here to get it out of the system. You actually kind of, that's not too bad. Now, I have done it a couple times here, so it seems to be working better there. Okay, next up, we're going to go ahead and do Batman for the NES here. Let's see how this does. Pop right into that one. Already the music's kind of sounding rough on it. can hear that, it's cutting out every other, and it is rough. Easily one of the best NES soundtracks in my opinion, and this sounds terrible. Yeah, it's... While it plays well and it responds great, so... You know, that's dead on. It sounds so bad that it kills the experience for me. It looks good, it responds good, but it sounds horrible. Terrible. If this is a game that you like playing for the NES or one that you want to look forward to, this is already a bad sign. Okay, we've got Rad Racer in here, and this one's focusing a little weird, so I am sorry about that, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. We're going to go ahead and let's do the F1 because that one's a bit funnier. But we're really going to focus on the sound here because it looks great. It looks just like it should. Yeah, it sounds great. It looks good. This one's playing like it should. Let's see if we can do the 3D. All right. So yeah, Rad Racer, not, you know, one of the most taxing games, but it looks good, plays good, sounds good. You know, as I'm using this controller more, though, I am noticing that it's pressing down that D-pad. It's definitely tough, and it doesn't seem to always respond well. So the game responds good, but the actual controller here is a bit, I don't know, lacking in the D-pad. But yeah, this looks good. This one plays well. Let's go ahead and give Castlevania III a shot and see how that one does, because that's the big test. Okay, and let's go ahead and do our last one here. We got Castlevania III, Dracula's Curse loaded up. Okay, the intro music sounds okay. There was a weird note at the beginning there, but it could have just been the emulation or what it is. Okay. I don't know if you can tell how fuzzy that is. It sounds pretty rough. Alright, let's go ahead and see maybe if the game is better. Oof. Well, the good news is it plays, but... yeah. The audio is definitely not right. Oh, and there's some actual visual glitching here. I don't know if you can see it there, but when I jump, there's a line that comes through the entire screen. You'll look at it right around here. See that? Especially over the mountains right around here. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Now, this is just a brief overview, of course, but I am not necessarily digging that. And this controller still, like, you'll see it kind of freezing here and there. It's like you really have to press that directional pad button down. Alright. Yeah, I think I've taken enough from what I can hear on this one. We're going to go ahead and take this thing apart. Now, once you do want to do that, you'll see that there's 4 little feet that you have to take 1, 2, 3, and 4 screws out of. So let's go ahead and get those unscrewed for you. Okay, we got our case unscrewed here now, so we're just going to go ahead and pop this off. I would suggest doing it from the side here, because there's a little cable that you'll see that is attached right here. So yeah, there we go. There's our little system. There's the entire board that reads the cartridges. I'm not going to bother unscrewing it, because at the end of the day, there's just a few cheaply little glued things here. But you see that there's a few boards at the top here for the controller, and that's about it. Pretty simple little system here. So, in closing, how do we feel about this system? Well, I have to say, I'm not too crazy about the actual controller here. The D-pad is just rough. While I do like how comfortable it feels on the fingers here at the top, and how the cable is placed in the center here, at the end of the day, the controller itself just, this D-pad is rough. These buttons are fine, but this D-pad is not the best. Maybe it would get better as I break it in, but I'm not sure if that's something that I would be using enough to do so. Now, the system itself, if you're playing some of the less intense games, it's fine. It seems to do just fine with games like Rad Racer or maybe Mario. But even still, like, Mario was having a hard time. Castlevania 3 and Batman just sound dreadful, though. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I would suggest you just continue to find an NES. You can find them on eBay for 60-ish bucks, or you can go to some local stores and maybe pay a little bit more. But the best thing to do here, I think, would be to avoid this system overall. It's not something that I can recommend, even for just the price of the controllers or the USB charger even. It looks cool, but it's just not it's not conducive to wanting to play with your games, in my opinion. Now, one thing though is that there's so many of these clones in the marketplace here that go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We're actually going to be taking a look at Hyperkin's attempt at an AV NES. So go ahead and click that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll be seeing you soon. Thanks.